State of Nevada versus Kim Blandino, C-341-767. It appears as though Mr. Blandino is not present again.
Good morning, Honor. Ben Bateman, standby counsel for Mr. Blandino.
And this is Mr. Dickerson and Ms. Marlin's case for the state, Your Honor. I don't believe they're online currently. I'll certainly send them a text.
Okay, so is it Mr. Blandino is not going
I
to wear a
spoke to him
mask?
downstairs. He's down at the front gate. I don't know what his plan is, but yes,
He's still refusing to wear a
still
mask?
refusing to wear a mask and not wanting to appear via blue jeans. But
I'm sorry, he's refusing to wear a mask and he doesn't want to appear via blue jeans.
That's my understanding, yeah.
Okay,
I don't know.
we'll wait for the state.
And Your Honor, this is Mike Dickerson on behalf of the state.
Okay,
Absolutely.
Mr. Dickerson.
And so-
is present. And it appears as though Mr. Blandino, from what I understand, is here. He's down at the front gate, and he, I guess, is still refusing to wear a mask.
Right, and as you've seen in our motion, that's part of the basis is his outright refusal to follow court rules. And I think essentially the law is clear that he has a right to represent himself, but he definitely does not give him a license to abuse the process or to violate the court rules or just refuse to follow them. He's been given multiple opportunities to just show up to court or show up on blue jeans. He's not doing that. I think that it's also clear by the motion work that we've seen in this case, as well as his actions in court, that he over and over is violating the rules of the court. And this is something that would not be stood for with any practicing lawyer that's licensed in the state of Nevada, and it shouldn't be stood for with the defendant.
I don't know if counsel you want to make, I don't know if he asked you to make any representations, but I just don't understand. He repeatedly asked for an accommodation. We give him an accommodation. If he doesn't want to wear a mask, that's up to him. But this is a public building. We need to comply with the governor's directives, and we're going to comply with the governor's directives. He's free to appear via blue jeans, but it appears to me as though he's just refusing to appear via blue jeans. He doesn't want an accommodation. He wants to force the court to do what he wants to do.
Obviously I can't speak to what's, just subjective thoughts in his,
Sure.
the objective. I don't have that ability. He did mention to me, I guess, the outstanding discovery. Still, that's his computer hard drives was what he wanted to mention to me. Yeah, I know. I mean, he does have his religious objection. That's what he's conveyed to me as to why he doesn't want to wear the mask. So I'm just standby counsel. He's his own attorney. I don't know that it's proper for me to make arguments on his behalf as standby counsel.
Obviously, I just wanted to make sure.
I guess conveying, I think his position, or what I believe his position is, it's the religious exemption. He doesn't, feels it violates his religious beliefs.
Does blue jeans violate some religious belief too?
Well, that you'd have to ask him.
Yeah, because I don't understand his refusal to appear via blue jeans. And again, since this case began, it is pretty clear to me that he just doesn't want to follow the rules of the court. A review of the record from the very beginning, he wants to file a motion to disqualify. You give him time to file the motion to disqualify, then he doesn't file the motion to disqualify. Then when he finally files a motion to disqualify and it gets denied, he's not happy with that. Then he appeals. When the Supreme Court hears the case, he tells the Supreme Court that they all need to be disqualified and then they need to sit a new Supreme Court and a new court appeals. Of course, they don't do that. And when his motions are denied up there, he simply files motions for rehearing, then goes to federal court. I couldn't figure out this last motion. I thought he said he had a writ to the U.S. Supreme Court, but upon further review, it seems he has filed another, I don't even know what it is, another motion or writ or something in front of the Nevada Supreme Court seeking to delay these proceedings. But again, But I mean, Mr. Blandino is going to force my hand.
Okay.
We can't go forward if he's not willing to follow the rules. And he doesn't get to dictate the rules. He just doesn't get to dictate the rules. And so I don't know what else the court's going to be able to do if he just continues to refuse to comply with the rules. I'm happy to allow him to represent himself. He does have that right, but he doesn't have the right to obstruct and impede the court's ability to proceed and get this matter to trial. I mean, he's literally preventing us from holding even a status hearing because he
I
refuses
understand,
to
Your Honor.
appear because he doesn't want to wear the mask. Then we give him an accommodation, the same accommodation that we give everybody else. And then he says, no, I'm not going to appear by blue jeans. I can't figure that out. I want to appear in the courtroom. Now, apparently, he's, I guess his resolution is we should somehow retrofit this courtroom so that he can come in without a mask. I mean, it's nonsensical. I mean, even if you give him what he wants, he's still not happy. I literally don't know what else I can do except, revoke his self-representation and have an attorney represent him, and he'll have no choice. I mean, he will have to go forward with you representing him so that we can get this case to trial and get it resolved. I can't even hold a status hearing because he refuses to comply with the rules that everybody else has to comply with. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to give you an opportunity to convey to him.
Okay.
You can give him a copy of the jazz of this hearing so that he understands his refusal to comply with the rules and his obstructive behavior. I'm going to revoke his self-representation. I can. The law is clear that he can't use self-representation to interfere with the court's ability to move this case along. And it appears as though that's exactly what he is trying to do. He's trying to interfere with the administration of justice and impede and obstruct in any way possible. So what I'm going to do, I don't believe we're obviously not going to be able to go forward with trial on November 30th. So I'm going to vacate that trial date. I'll reset the trial date. I'm going to set it again in 2 weeks so you can convey to him how important it is and that if he continues to impede and obstruct, then the self-representation, I will revoke it and I'll appoint an attorney and we will proceed.
Understood, Your Honor.
And, Your Honor, the state's request would be that in the interim that you do appoint counsel on this and then give Mr. Blandino an opportunity, I guess, if he wants to have a motion to reconsider on the issue that he's now changed his ways, that he approach it that way. But at this point in time, especially him not showing up today, just further shows exactly what's going on here. And I believe that he's essentially waived his right to object to the state's motion by not showing up today.
Let me tell you, I think the state makes some very valid points, but I'm going to give him 2 weeks. I will rule on that motion regarding self-representation.
Okay.
I am leaning towards revoking it because I don't know any other way that we can get this case to proceed other than to do that because he just flat out, he refuses to follow the rules and he refuses to accept the rulings from the court once those rulings are made. So I'm going to pass it for 2 weeks. We're going to reset the trial. He's still in an invoked status. Is that correct?
Yes, yes. He is still invoked.
All right.
That's
so
correct. And if I could make one more record, Your Honor.
Sure, go ahead.
The standby counsel had made a record about there being some outstanding discovery, specifically the digital evidence that was located on Mr. Blandino's hard drives that he sees as an issue that he doesn't have. It has been months upon months upon months of the state making that available to Mr. Blandino, telling him, yes, we have these digital files here. All you need to do is drop us a USB drive so that we can transfer them over to you. They are too large for us to place on a standard DVD disc, and so we have to have a USB drive to do that. He has refused to provide us a USB drive. He says that that's not how it works, apparently, in his mind, that he believes that our obligation is that we need to make every single effort we can to provide him discovery in the way that he sees fit.
That's another example. What's the way that he sees fit? I mean, what suggestion on how he gets it? I mean, I don't know how else you could give it to him if it's so voluminous.
Yeah, right. I think that at the end of the day, Your Honor, my assessment of the situation is it's just another step of him trying to obstruct this case.
And then come
All
in
I
here
can
and
say-
say the state's not giving him his discovery, even though they've made it available, but he doesn't want to give him the.
USB drive.
Right.
I think what he told me is he doesn't feel, I guess, that they should just provide him. He shouldn't have to provide him with the USB drive. I believe so, is what he indicated to me. Now,
I mean,
look,
it's nonsensical.
I know.
It's like being in a hamster wheel, and you can't get out.
So,
So again, the discovery is made available to him. If he wants to provide that, he'll have it instantly. We'll have someone bring it out to him. He doesn't even have to come in the courthouse without his mask on, and that discovery will be provided to him. So we'll put it on. We're going to reset the trial and then put it on for 2 weeks for the issue regarding self-representation.
2 weeks, December 1st at 10:15.
Just based upon everything that's going on at this point in time and the possibility that counsel is going to need to be prepared for this trial, and we may need to coordinate scheduling with counsel in this case, is it possible that we do the resetting of the trial date on the 1st?
Sure. Right.
That's fine.
Yeah, that's fine. On the 1st, we can reset. Yeah, that's okay. So December 1st at 10:15, and we will. I'll rule on the motion, whether he's here or not. But he's obviously welcome to appear and make any representations he wants to make to the court, or he can appear via Blue Jeans. We're happy to give him that link
all right.
at
Thank you.
10:15.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Thank you for appearing, counsel.
Thank you.